Welcome back to the F1 2017 Career Mode, and you join me for the Season 3 Bahrain Grand Prix. This one's, it's probably one of, if not my weakest track on the calendar as me, as someone who physically drives the car, and probably for the car itself as well. Remember, we're off the back of China, where we were very much off the pace, ending 40 seconds behind, but still getting that podium. Obviously, just spoiling the results for those who haven't seen it yet. You should go check it out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Bahrain, we need to make sure it's damage limitation going into this weekend. Like I say, I really want to win the World Drivers' Championship, and it's damage limitation. It's do what we can in qualifying to set ourselves up for the race. This is our second run as we brake 200 miles an hour, 203 as we slam onto the brakes going into turn 1. Turned it in just too tight, clipped the curb, unsettled the car, meant I had less traction going up the hill, but at the first sector split, it's a 10th up and we're only a 10th down on provisional pole position. Get it very nicely through 5 and 6 and through turn 7, just kissed the apex. Car drifted a little bit wide, but we got excellent traction coming out of there as we now head to the downhill left. This is just one of the hardest corners in Formula 1. We got it a little bit wrong on corner entry. We lost a lot of time on a delta that builds up under the acceleration. And you can see here we're actually coming to the second sector split. We are just over 3/10 down on provisional pole time and a 3/10 improvement from us. But we went wide in the penultimate corner, which meant that we carried more speed down the end of the straight, but we lost a bit of speed on entry. 100-meter board, breaking it down, kissing the curb nicely. Don't run it out onto the curbs on the left-hand side. That will spoil your acceleration. It's a 3.5 improvement as we charge towards the line. Where's it going to put us on the grid? P3. Not bad. Not bad. What is it at the end of the session? We dropped down to P5, as we know, but we're within a second of pole, which was Lewis Hamilton, and of course the Mercedes OP around this track, then the two Ferraris. A McLaren 5.6, though, is pretty surprising. We actually out-qualified Fernando for once. I know we did it in Australia, but then, status quo was resumed in China. But now we come to Bahrain, and look at that. So, yeah, the Red Bulls now. I think the McLaren, I'm not in the official standings, but with AI and my driving, I think we're now the third fastest team. As we go for the rest of the season. So, P5 had a look at the strategy. Was like, if we're starting on the supers, which I have to because of qualifying inside the top 10, is the one stop possible? I had a look at it. I'm like, let's see. Let's try and push this. The answer is no. The one stop is not a viable option. The one stop is only viable around here if you start on the soft compound tyre and then go to the medium, as we had to do supers, softs. That's, so we're locked into a two-stop strategy as we're around Bahrain, but we have 5 red lights on, 5 red lights are out, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Bottas is a shocker of a start. Vettel's up into P2. Clearly, we're on the outside of Valtteri going into turn 1. We brake late and almost cream into the back of Sebastian Vettel. We've held it round the outside, though. We've got pinched on the apex of turn 2, and Bottas has barged us out wide as we head down towards turn 4. Raikkonen's dropped back. Alonso has dropped back. We're battling Bottas into turn 4. Is he going to make a move? No, he isn't. So Hamilton leads. Sebastian Vettel is in second place. We are up to third. Valtteri Bottas down to 4th. And Kimi Raikkonen down to 5th. Alonso has held 6th position, so he hasn't actually lost out as much as I expected there. And now it's basically going to be about, the front two are just going to disappear off into the distance. That's exactly what you can see here on lap 3. Vettel's 3 seconds ahead of me, and I don't even want to know how far ahead Hamilton is. Bottas now pressurising us into the final corner at the end of lap 3. He's on the inside, we're on the outside. We're going to sweep in front of the Mercedes. He pinched himself on the apex, made a bit of contact with our side pod. Unsure if he's now going to be carrying any kind of front wing damage, but due to that, we have got a bit of DRS, so that's going to allow us to get away a little bit. And we're going to be obviously the most vulnerable into turn 1, as that's when the DRS is on this particular circuit. It is in the middle sector, but it's just not as good. So Bottas, you can see with the DRS, start of lap 5. Is he going to send one down the inside of turn 1? No, he's not. I've braked very late, though, and that's going to allow Bottas maybe on traction to get past us. We squeeze him out, though, through the second corner as we now build up towards turn 4, so he wasn't actually able to make a move. And now Raikkonen sits in his slipstream trying to get past us. Alonso actually keeping up with us quite nicely. Normally he can drop off. Like, Alonso has a lot of quali pace, but he's not that quick on his race pace. But he's hanging on to us quite nicely. You can see here Bottas one more time going to try and go for it in turn 1. He's desperate to get past me on this first stint. And Vettel hasn't actually got that far away from us. Like, I don't think the gap has built as much as I expected it to. Bottas this time around though, holding it nicely around the outside, but he hasn't quite got the exit that he wanted off of 3 to be able to challenge us into 4. So that's us retaining our position just there. We're going to be looking to come in at the end of lap 8, which is exactly what we're doing now. Vettel has disappeared off, or sorry, the reason he's done that is because they've already pit. We can't bring it in. We're nice and cautious into the Bahrain pit entries. It's one of the easiest ones to speed into. It doesn't give you the speed notification, honestly, until it's too late. So we're coming in. Like I said, fitting a set of super soft tyres. What's the McLaren pit stop going to be? 2 seconds flat. You saw Hamilton go past on softs. Vettel is on softs. Bottas has pit for softs. So I don't know if they're maybe going supers, soft, then supers at the end. They're going to be more threatening then. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see as Pascal Wehrlein, our friend that we normally see after our pit stops, comes past. Unlike China, I'm not going to allow him past. I'm not going to get held up by him. He does sort of try and send it down the inside of turn 2. I think, you know, there must be some memeage, some banter going on between us in the paddock. But no, Pascal's not coming through. And we now at the start of lap 10 are going to be coming past everyone coming out of the pit lane. Alonso is just getting up to speed on pit lane exit. He's on the soft tyre as well. And due to the gap between myself and Valtteri, Alonso's going to slot in between it. So Alonso with the overcut up to P4. Pretty impressive there. Unfortunately, by later in the lap, he has lost out to Bottas. Hamilton with a 32.4, setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That's on soft compound tyres. Vettel does a 32.3 as he crosses the line. So Vettel appears to have slightly more speed on this stint. We're going to be coming across the line now, and it's a 32.4. So we are in the hunt for current speed. Raikkonen then comes across with a 32.2. So the Ferrari is apparently the fastest car on the track at the moment. Now, bearing in mind we're up there and we're on a softer compound of tyres, so we're not going to go as long on this stint. And of course, they're going to drop off quicker. Raikkonen then with a 32 flat. We're 8.7 behind Vettel and 1.6 behind Valtteri Bottas. So he's not closing on me and during this stint as quick as I expected him to. But by the latter part of the stint, he is, of course, up behind us, as well as Kimi Raikkonen. Alonso, unfortunately, has dropped back. Raikkonen peels in this lap. So Kimi diving in early. His soft tyres have gone as long as my super soft tyres. So I don't know if he's going for a long stint at the end. But now Bottas trying to pressurise us into the final corner. We're coming into the final corner. And I was just comparing myself to Alonso just here, because he is running that contra strategy to ourselves. Bottas carries on. So he's now going to try for the overcut on us on those soft tyres, which we're, of course, going to be fitting to the car now. Vettel wants a mediums. Ferrari have pulled a classic Ferrari strategy here. They've gone supers, softs, mediums. And Verstappen's on mediums as well. Is that what they've put Raikkonen onto? The AI are pulling out a weird strategy here, because clearly supers, or 2 sets of supers and 1 set of softs, will get you to the end of the Grand Prix. Raikkonen moves up to 8th, but he's a long way behind me. Multiple seconds behind me. He was closer before he made his pit stop. We're now going to come to the end of lap 18, start of lap 19. Alonso is in. Perez is in. So what tyres are they going on to as we now come across the line? There is Valtteri Bottas. Has the overcut worked out for him? It's oh so close. But no, it has not worked out for Valtteri. And he's got a horrible exit out of turn 1. He too is on the medium tyres. So the AI, weird strategy. Very bizarre strategy. I think maybe they're concerned about degradation near the end of the Grand Prix. I'm, of course, not concerned about that now. I just want more overall speed. Bottas holding it nicely on the inside at the start of lap 21 into turn 1. He's got a better exit, though. So what's going to happen now as we head towards turn 4? Is he going to pull out to the right-hand side? He is, but he's not very close to us. And we know with Valtteri from the real-life 2018 Bahrain Grand Prix, he's not prepared to take those risky moves. But he is going to try and go round the outside of the corner after the second DRS zone. That's not an overtaking opportunity there, Valtteri, and he got on the marbles a little bit, and it cost him a little bit of time, and that's actually going to put Kimi Raikkonen right back on his tail. Vettel is now 14.3 seconds ahead of us, so obviously bearing in mind that all the cars around us are on the mediums, they can push Whereas I'm still trying to go as fast as possible, but bear in mind our tyres have got to last to the end of the race. Bottas now pulls ahead of me on the outside at the beginning of lap 23, but we're going to send one back down the inside, just making sure we keep defending quite nicely, you know, because it looks as if P1 and 2 are settled, and Raikkonen's been able to get past Bottas on acceleration there, so he was put well out to dry when he tried to overtake us around the outside. Bottas has gone down the inside of Raikkonen at the start of lap 25, not quite able to pull off a double overtake on me. Yellow flag in the middle sector, unsure what that is about. We're slowly running out of fuel and tyres and laps. Here comes Bottas once again into turn 4, but once again he's just not lunging it down the inside, although I've run out very wide there. Kicked up a bit of dust on my tyres, and they're not going to be feeling too great as we now head in to the second sector. But now lap 27, Bottas appears to have dropped off a little bit. Not too sure what's happened there. Now it's Raikkonen pressuring me as we've moved across to the outside. Now going back over to the left to brake. Raikkonen not able to pull out of the slipstream and really not able to attack us into turn 1. So it goes to show the weight and the drag upgrades we've been doing to this car have proven very beneficial. So we come to the end of lap 29. Hamilton has won the Grand Prix from Sebastian Vettel, and we have defended once again for our second podium of the season.
Podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today.
So, like I said, Hamilton wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Vettel only 2.6 behind him in the end, so while off the pace early in the Grand Prix, came back at him. We were half minute back in P3, leading home at Raikkonen, and Bottas caught back up at the end. I don't know if he had a slow couple of laps. I honestly can't remember what happened to the Finn in the Mercedes there. Verstappen brings it home 6th with Ocon, and Perez bringing it home 7th and 8th for Force India. Alonso 9th, dropping down the field at the end of the race there. And Nico Hülkenberg gets a point for Renault in 10th. Nicely done for him. Any non-finishers? No, Danny Rick was a lap down. So in the Drivers' Championship, we have Valtteri Bottas leading with 45 points. Hamilton leaps up to second, just 2 points behind. We are in third with 42 points. So 3 points separate the top three of us in the Drivers' World Championship. Then it's Max Verstappen there at 33 and Raikkonen in fifth with 32. Alonso not even up on that page really. McLaren though, P4. 44 points. Mercedes have double our points. So Red Bull really aren't getting many points after their 40 in the first round. They're only at now 58 points. But Ferrari have now jumped up to third in the Constructors' Stands. And Force India looking strong. Force India, I don't know if it's going to be a solidified our third place this season. We look to be having a good battle with a few of the other constructors. But that has been the Bahrain Grand Prix and episode 3 of season 3 of the F1 2017 career mode. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed and comment any feedback down below. I think two of my weaker rounds at the start of the season, I feel as if I am stronger at the start than I am at the end with the certain circuits that suit my driving style. Damage limitation done because I think China and Bahrain are two of my weaker circuits. So the fact that I've managed to get third place at both of them and better results really than Australia, where I mean we saw it in quali. I had the pace and I could have won that race if not for strategy. And we move on to Russia next. And Russia is where we got our initial best result. We got second place in Season 2, of course, before we eventually won the Canadian Grand Prix. So I'm hoping to have a good performance there. Obviously, that is a one-stop for everyone because Russia's very easy on the tyres. But do remember to get subscribed and enable them notifications to keep the content coming to the channel. Do apologise about the short one this time out. The Bahrain Grand Prix just doesn't inspire very entertaining racing. It was more just questioning the AI strategy and just defending, really. When in some tracks with that off the pace, I can't just pad the video out. I'll be honest with you guys. But I do hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.